shit play, David!
It's like old school Mastodon, huh?
This is...
It's off of Crack the Sky.
Yeah, this is Crack the Sky. We were just talking about this album earlier.
I call that sweet serendipity.
Oh, man. God, that's good. I've been really throwing down on Mastodon lately, man.
Kind of like I've been doing Deftones.
Yeah. It's weird. Like bands... Because I really feel bad for giving Mastodon kind of a bad rap. It took me time.
Emperor of Sand, you got to be honest, though, too.
Oh,
Emperor of Sand's not a great album. If you go back, check out Crack the Sky, the fucking one that
Once
followed
More Around
that.
the Sun.
Yeah. And even the EP, Cold Dark Place, is like, man, I mean, Emperor of Sand doesn't really measure up to those great, but the problem is if you have that information and you're basing your opinion on against that, it's going to be hard to compete. But if you take Emperor of Sand completely separate from everything else, I think it's actually a reasonably good record.
Well, it seems to be the case with Mastodon. They like to make their albums based off of their fucking experiences in life.
Yeah.
Like Emperor's Sand was heavy because of all the death they had to deal with.
Sure.
And we were talking about Crack the Sky earlier.
Well, let's face it, all their records are about death, basically.
Yeah, and like, but personal death, you know, shit close to them. What Emperor's Sand did for me was it made me go back and revisit all the other albums, and I really appreciate all the other albums a lot more now than I did before.
Sure. Oh, no, absolutely.
So I'll give that to Emperor's Sand as far as being a great album. It made me go back and re-listen to everything.
Because they're a really fundamental band. If you're a fan of metal and you're not into Mastodon, you need to reconsider some shit, because I think they're an essential band. They're as essential as Metallica was in the 90s and 2000s.
Sure.
As influential as fucking Megadeth was in the 90s.
They were labeled as like the second coming of Metallica, which I got to admit, when I heard that, I was more a Metallica fan than I was a Mastodon fan, and I kind of resented it.
Took that as a kind of an insult.
I was like, hey, motherfuckers, let's not put the cart before the horse here.
Right.
And now it's like, well, I can see it, and I can certainly fucking hear it. But Mastodon's on an entirely different level than Metallica, dude. Oh, my God.
Metallica's got one lead singer.
Yeah.
You know,
and
with
finally
with Robert Trujillo throwing in a fucking occasional harmony.
Oh, yeah. We don't talk about the Dark Ages when it was Kirk Omelette doing it.
But Mastodon, everybody that plays an instrument in that band also sings. So.
Yeah. Bill Kelleher, the other guitar player, does it the least.
Right.
But he still does.
And he still provides backing vocals. He's not belting out any, he's not the individual.
He's your legit rhythm metal guy.
Right.
He does I think he peppers in some solos every once in a while, but he's your fucking back end, and your back end on harmonies as well. That's what makes that band so fucking diverse, is that everybody sings.
Yeah.
And none of them are bad.
They're one of two, and we opened the show talking about both. There's one of two bands that are on my bucket list to see, and that is fucking Mastodon. At some point, Deftones, which is very realistic, because they still have a concert date in Albuquerque on August 5th.
They're still pondering whether or not to put that album out in these trying times.
Yeah.
Take a drink, motherfuckers.
No drinking contest this week. So.
Well, for them, not for us.
Oh, okay.
I plan on just drinking in my own accord this weekend.
I don't want to tell tales out of school, but we drank a little bit last Saturday. UFC 249. Oof. Here's what we put away. And by the way, and this was only Brandon and I. We had other people over. I don't really identify him. Ruben drank our Corona.
He drank one of our premieres.
The premieres, yeah.
The bread beer.
Other than that, the Tally, a 30-pack of Budweiser.
Cha-ching.
And a 12-pack of Bud Tall Boys.
Cha-ching.
So if you're doing the count, like, wait a minute, that sounds like you assholes drank 42 beers. Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
And 12 of those had extra 4 ounces on them, so you might want to put an extra 4 more. 46 beers.
I think it requires like a little asterisk there, yeah.
And you got to give Ruben credit, because that guy put away, I think, if I remember correctly, 2 bottles of Mead.
Yeah. No, he is definitely on that Mead kick over drinking beer. Matter of fact, I think he said he's done drinking beer until you peer pressured him into drinking.
No, I didn't peer pressure him into it. That version of me is dead and gone. I will never peer pressure, negative or positive. We'll get into that shit later. I just showed him, like, yeah, this is like 90 calories and 2 carbs. When he saw that, he's like, oh,
this is a healthful beer.
That's
It's
health beer.
healthsome.
That's
It's healthsome.
that's health brew. I'll try that out. And then he drank one, and he's like, where's the fucking meat at, bitches?
Yeah.
Which we
Clearly,
do provide.
Clearly showing that.
I mean, he drank, it's like, this is great bread, but you got anything real in here?
And also to note is that we did go ahead and drain out. We used a little bit of a wine thief to check out Troublemaker and its progress.
Ooh.
Which Ruben said, well, this is definitely Troublemaker. Like, okay. I couldn't really get much more in the process.
Yeah.
I mean, where's it at in your opinion?
In my opinion, we would have bottled this 3 weeks ago.
Right. That's what I thought.
Yeah. Yeah, we would have bottled this a while back. But I want it to go. I want it to go a little while, especially, I mean, shit.
Well, there's no reason to be in a fucking hurry right now.
Yeah, this might just be liquor for us to get through these trying times.
Well, it is interesting. Within just slightly out of one arm's reach of you, we have 11 gallons of mead going right now. So
that's how it should always be.
That's
always within arm's reach of me.
5 gallons of Troublemaker, 5 gallons of long ships, and 1 gallon of a special batch. I said I was going to do Pyment. I don't know yet. Maybe.
Now it's begun. The wheels begin to turn on
probably
many
not.
things.
Probably not.
What do you got in mind?
Sriracha.
Sriracha. I don't know. That might give people hot sour soup in their butthole.
Oh, that's true.
That green man certainly did.
Well,
but I drank a whole bottle of it when I drank it.
Yeah.
So I mean, regular meat will probably give you diarrhea.
Well, here's one.
If you drink a whole bottle of it.
What if we consider the Simon Garfunkel song Scarborough Fair, and I were to go out to my herb garden and pull out parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme?
Well, we have tried that many moons ago.
Yes.
And the honey is what killed it. Although that shit got really good about 7 months later.
Sure. I don't really want this one to age that long. This is one
doing it now.
This is a quick batch.
Yeah.
I intend for the two of us to be drinking this motherfucker in about 3 weeks. So.
Oh shit.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
No, I think with doing it again, even in a small run, with how we do shit now, with everything we've learned, that might not be a bad idea to revisit that. That was
Maybe.
the mead that we sent to Wisconsin and blew people's brains out with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
At first, I was really worried because they drank it and immediately were like, ugh. But it was more just out of the shock rather than it being horrible.
They were expected to be a nice, sweet mead that, was pleasing on the palate, and now when they hit them with Thanksgiving.
Yeah. The funny thing is, if you go back and watch the episode, they talk about Scarborough Fair quite a bit because that's the first one. I almost wish they'd started with Troublemaker.
Yeah.
Because going from Scarborough Fair to Troublemaker, from an herbal mead to a spice mead, you're going to miss out on one or the other no matter what.
Oh, sure. No.
One's going to kind of cover up some shit.
Every time.
But on the unedited version of that show, one of the main dudes talks about Troublemaker for about a solid 15 minutes because he likes dry mead.
Right.
And which, man after my own heart there. I like a mead that goes the fuck away once you swallow it.
Right. And that's what Troublemaker is. I mean, it's a spice mead. It's a weird tightrope walk of how we put that together because it is dry, but it's spiced. And that's kind of a rarity, I mean, usually...
That's a tough thing to accomplish.
Oh, it is. Trust me.
Yeah.
So for all these dickweeds that are out there, like, mead's easy to make.
Fuck you.
Yeah, it is. That's so. Where's yours? You haven't made any. You just know it's easy to make.
I'm making some in my bathtub. I'll bring it over next week. No, you won't.
No. No, I don't know. I don't want to go down that fucking particular cosmic bunny hole. My brother Daryl has a friend of his, like a real backhanded comment on some shit a while back about how just mead is just so, it's like, fucking like a retard could make this shit or something like that, or along those lines. And it's like,
really?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure you could, because if you have just honey, water, and yeast, you can make some and you can call it mead. Yes.
Is it going to be any good?
How you go about it Because if you're going to do any kind of flavoring amendments at all, you have to know what the fuck you're doing. You have to know what the pH levels are and how those fucking interact with the individual particular yeast that you have. And if you're going to add anything else that brings even more sugars to the table, you have to make sure you adjust for that within the yeast itself. And you want to get a lower mortality yeast. It's a real, it is simple. It is. But if you're trying to make anything good,
that's the thing, man. Any asshole can make liquor. You can make liquor in prison, but is it any good?
You can shit in a sack and make some stuff to get yourself an intoxicant.
Yeah, God damn it.
Jenkum. You can do that.
I'm going to butt chug some Jenkum, bro.
Isn't that the one that's just they just huff their own shit?
Yeah, that is fermented poo-poo that you huff the fumes.
Goddamn prison must be terrible.
Would you get high on your own shit?
No.
Yeah, man, that just... I would judge myself too quickly.
No, I'd get shanked. I'd die.
I remember looking at a can of canned air and just thinking, like, this could get me high, but it's also going to turn me into a piece of shit.
Yeah. Well, if you do it with whipped cream, and those are called whippets.
That's a whippet. Whippets are okay.
Whippets. As we found out from Art Deco band. From the 70s or 80s, is that you can whip it and whip it good.
Yes. If a woman comes along,
you can whip it.
You must whip it.
Oh, you must. That's right.
Must whip it. Oh, God damn.
Anyway, it's the Mead Metal MMA podcast. Hope you fucks are doing all right this week.
We knocked out 2 of the 3 already.
Yeah. Kinda, to a degree. Quick recap. UFC 249, aside from all the drinking, it was actually a really good event.
Yes. I have a thought. I only want to talk about the main event there. Overall, that card was fucking great. Bryce Mitchell.
Yep.
Honorable mention to that motherfucker for nearly getting a twister 5 times.
Five attempts, I think, right.
And don't get $50,000 for it.
No.
Fuck that, man.
Didn't he?
No.
Are you
no,
sure?
It was the fight of the night went to the main event.
There were 6.
Gaethje got a bonus, and Ngannou got a bonus. That was it.
Are you sure?
Yes,
Because
sir.
I think there were 6 fucking performance bonuses handed out.
Only 3 fighters got bonuses. Well, yeah, 3. Ngannou, Gaethje, and Ferguson. Uncle Dana ain't going to give out more money if he don't have to in these trying times.
No, that's what I thought. And then I was reading some shit, I guess, the next morning.
Here's, while you're looking that up, I understand, because you were, granted, we were pretty fucked up. I was elated that Justin Gaethje did what he did to Tony Ferguson. He Tony Ferguson. And you were pretty upset. But you weren't upset at the loss. You were upset as like, well, now goodbye to Tony and Khabib.
Yeah. No, that's exactly right.
Which is really amazing, because how a fight that has never happened. Because when the first time it was announced, people weren't that stoked for it. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Tony wasn't riding the fucking fire. He was riding.
Because we all want that goddamn fight, but we can't get it. We can't get it.
I think people wanted it more because it kept being canceled.
Nah.
You know? Because it's tough to think that fight would be like fight of all time, the greatest fight of all time. Because that's what people wanted, since it was getting canceled so many times. Like, all this, they keep coming back to it, but something happens. And now a fighter is interjected instead of a situation.
Yeah.
So my question is, would Khabib and Tony have been that great?
I don't know, but the problem is you can't assume it wouldn't be.
That's true.
You have to make the assumption it'd be the greatest fight at 155 ever made.
You think that would have been the penultimate? Whoever wins this fight, maybe not. He's not going to be the GOAT, but he's going to fucking be the greatest lightweight of probably the past 5 years.
Justin Gaethje was fucking fighting in little amateur circuits when Tony started that streak. And I was disappointed because I don't think Tony brought his fucking best game out. That motherfucker not one time even thought about taking that to the ground.
Did you see remember how many times he punched Gaethje in the thigh? I counted 20. I went back and watched the fight again while I was working. At least 20 times. Punched him in the leg.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what are you setting up for, motherfucker? What is that a setup for?
ordinarily you would think that allows him then to be able to pressure, get a single. In a situation like that, if you're working on, say, the front leg, you can go for a single on that back leg, and they don't have fucking as much to be able to support their balance, and it's going to be a good takedown.
Right.
But never one time did we ever see.
Yeah, I mean, you knew Gaethje wasn't going to go for a takedown. I was shocked Tony didn't.
Tony's
at least
game
once.
plan, I was really disappointed in that guy. And that's not to say I'm fucking angry at Justin Gaethje.
No.
Good for him. The problem I have now get Justin Gaethje's already rattling off shit like he's been a champ for a long time, and shutting down people like, nope, Conor doesn't get a fucking immediate shot. He's got to do work in this division. Go fuck yourself, you brand new fucking interim champ. What do you mean he's got to do work?
Well,
guess what? When Conor goes to work is when he decides he wants to fight again. The UFC lets him, because you know who sells fucking pay-per-views? It's fucking Conor McGregor, whether you like him or not.
And I like his chances versus Gaethje more than I do
not
versus
after
a
what I
Khabib
saw
rematch.
last week. Goddamn, Gaethje's counters are fucking crazy.
That left hand, that left hook.
That guy will literally eat fucking shots that'll put a fucking horse down. But he'll throw that goddamn left.
They both landed about the same amount of punches. I think Ferguson landed about 5 more. But Gaethje's accuracy was 72% on 192.
Guy didn't miss.
And Ferguson's was like 41.
Yeah. Dude did not miss. And Conor can't weather that shit.
And I don't know if it was the empty arena, but every hit sounded horrible, dude.
Every
Even
fight.
the leg kicks were awful.
Every fight on that whole card.
The Ngannou knockout.
Dude,
goddamn.
well, we now, I think, see a heavyweight. I don't know who the fuck was coaching him on that Derek Lewis fight, but if you can scratch that one fight off of his fucking career.
He's won like 5 in a row after that. All in the first round.
The dude
knockouts.
murders people.
Yeah.
Rosenstruik, I took Rosenstruik. I was like, I didn't like the Ngannou thing with the Derek Lewis fight. You got to fucking have a short-term memory with that guy.
Yeah.
Because, god damn it, he's out destroying people.
After the Rosenstruik knockout, I've forgotten about the Derek Lewis fight.
Oh, yeah, I have now. I have now. Cowboy Cerrone, time to retire?
Time to fucking go run that ranch, dude. Why not? Why the fuck not? What else? What is he going to do? Granted, he didn't fucking get pummeled in the Pettis fight.
No, it's a decision.
But it wasn't a productive fight. The people could make the argument that Pettis should have won via split decision, but I didn't see anywhere where anybody said Cerrone should have won that fight.
Right. No, because he only won 1 round out of that.
Yeah. I guess an argument can be made for that second round, but I think the majority of people are going to pick Pettis in that second round.
Pettis knew he won rounds 1 and 2.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And if you know you've won rounds 1 and 2, your job then becomes don't get knocked out.
Yeah.
Don't be a puss and run away, but I mean engage, but be really, really careful about it. Keep them hands up.
Yeah.
And just keep out maneuvering your opponent.
Unless you're Justin Gaethje, then just go ahead and just keep killing this fucking poor soul.
So that's the whole thing now. Now I want to see, so when's Gaethje going to fight for the fucking title?
Dana says fucking Khabib and Gaethje on Fight Island in the summer.
I don't know if Khabib will be. I doubt it.
You think that pepper problem with his dad?
His dad got. By the way, his dad came out of the fucking coma today.
Oh, did he? Well, a good deal.
But let's look at facts. The fact is that Khabib traditionally always had problems making weight. Okay, I understand. And he says now he hadn't had a problem with that, and we've seen that couple straight.
He has made weight.
In a row.
He's had a miss.
Khabib's also going to have a problem now if it's not in this country. I don't think he has an issue. I do think he will always be faced with an extra fucking shit ton of paperwork trying to get into this country.
Right.
Following that fucking big rhubarb when he beat Conor.
Yeah.
All the bullshit that took place afterwards.
Yeah, you know that dude ain't fighting in Canada.
He's got some people on his team that can't fucking travel here now.
And his dad was one of them, right?
Yeah, but I think they put that one away. But there's the other cocksucker that was in the octagon throwing punches at Conor.
Yeah.
Afterwards. There's that. Let's also fucking face facts. Khabib is out of American Kickboxing Academy out in fucking San Jose.
Old ACA.
If you were a fucking champion out there, you probably aren't. You're not going to fight until the UFC basically almost threatens to strip you of your title.
Especially if you're the last one they got.
Right.
These are the dying days of the AKA champion dominance going on.
I mean, fucking even Cain Velasquez got cut by the WWE today.
Yeah. Oh, no, that happened a while back.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, that was a
I thought
while back.
I was reading an article on it today. I thought it was new.
That was during the big Black Wednesday cuts.
Ah, okay.
Well, I mean, shit, man.
Well, I guess it's because Cormier had commented today on that.
And they were paying that motherfucker bank.
Sure.
WWE can throw money around, but if you're not wrestling, the dude's had one match. One!
Yeah.
And they were hoping to, like, get this big Brock Lesnar thing going.
Right.
I don't like the idea of two legit MMA fighters professional wrestling each other.
Right.
I don't want to see that. I don't want to see proper MMA fighters wrestle at all.
You've also got to keep in mind then kind of the last point is this, and that is even without the AKA affiliation, Khabib doesn't fight very regular.
No.
Period. You know, and here's how you make legacies. It's not by, hey, that guy's never lost. Yeah, that's true, but he also doesn't fight very often. You know why Cerrone is a fucking fan favorite? Because that guy grinds. Back once upon a time, that motherfucker would fight 5 times a year. Khabib, you're lucky to see him in the octagon once a year. You're lucky, if that.
Let me see. I'm pulling up his shit now. He
fought
now, once in 2019,
twice
in 2018, once in 2017.
None in 2016, right?
2 in 2016, none in 2015.
Okay.
And basically, he goes from, like, he fought 3 times in 2013, once in 2014, then we didn't see him for 20 years until he fucked weight against Daryl Horcher.
5 fights, 5 years, basically, and that's about the pace for that guy.
Yeah.
So he's going to have to step it up. He's going to have to step up his frequency of fights. I get it. You're a champ, you know, and once you get to be a champ, and I heard Dustin Poirier fucking talk about it a while back about that, is that once you're a champ, man, you can you have to address injuries then. Yeah. Why are you going to go in at 85% if you have the strap? You wait till you're 100%. Well, the problem with doing that, that means you might fight once or twice, once every year or two.
And here's what's crazy: he's 31.
Right.
He's young.
Khabib?
Fucking young.
Yeah, but he's been wrestling bears and fucking mustachioed Russian women, and you know.
I'm glad you made the hairy woman joke because I was just about to do it.
Oh yeah, clearly.
Can't hate us for face masks, but you can hate us for how we think Russian women are too hairy.
So that's probably good enough to put UFC 249 in the bag. I think. Yeah. Let's talk about what's going on right now in the in our state of Nuevo Mexico. Is that if you want to go out and have a good time and sit down and eat in a public place like a normal human, you got to go across the border to Texas. But right here we get to hang out because we now live in a state where the sole answer to everything is to stay home. And the sole answer is to also always wear a mask.
Stay home. Stay safe.
Right.
Don't you feel safe?
Because I guess we're going to, kill the virus by boredom, I guess.
No, that's when a new virus arises. And that's the virus of boredom. Yeah. That is just as deadly. I had to call the cops on someone that was bored.
Good
at
man.
my job a couple days ago.
Good fucking man, as you should.
Yeah.
Upstanding citizen like you.
Yeah. Well, if I'm getting paid 9 to 5... and I see a fucking piece of shit going through my parking lot at night, now that I'm back to working nights, night number 5, someone looting and polluting through goddamn all these worker trucks, because that's all we have. Because apparently these people are essential. So they don't count on our numbers.
Right.
So that hotel is running normally. I don't understand what the big deal is. Like, hospitality's down 80%. Fuck that. We're up 80% here, sir.
Right. No, that's the interesting point is because the county we live in, you can make the fucking argument there is not anybody around here that's really non-essential.
Yeah, and we're a border county.
Right.
Ooh, so if you go to Muleshoe and come back, guess what, motherfucker? Recommended 2 weeks at home.
Oh, they can go fuck off with that. I know people left and right are going to Lubbock and Amarillo every weekend.
Every week. Wind farm workers coming down to get work done south of town here.
Yeah.
Half of them come from Texas.
Fuck yeah.
They leave on Friday. 3 days later, they're back. There ain't no fucking quarantine.
Nothing. No, it's bullshit to think it is.
The fucking illusion of it all, man.
Sure.
Is what's helping the majority of these people that are in fear of their lives sleep at night. And I get that. It's fine. But God damn it, you got to let the rest of us live.
Or not, because we do have somebody that's in an elected office that is she's violated the law several times. And I didn't really want to go this deep on it, but she's being sued by the fucking state Republican Party for civil rights violations, whatever. That's fine, whatever. The problem I have is she's spitting out bad information.
And she sounds horrible when she's putting this bad information out, too.
Salons are still not open, but yet she fucking looks like she came straight from a goddamn hairdresser.
Yeah.
Every time.
She didn't look like us.
Nah. This beard of mine's getting crazy.
I don't. Well, in these trying times, there you go. You have a personal face mask right there. Just bring that beard up. You good?
I have the original face mask, motherfucker.
I knew I should have kept mine. God damn it.
Which apparently, actually, you can't enforce that necessarily. I guess businesses can say, we're not going to allow you to shop here. But.
Well, I mean, if you think cotton's going to stop a fart, it'll stop a shart, not a fart. What's a cotton mask going to do for a virus on your face?
People are trying to say, well, the thing is that, if the mask doesn't work, well, at least you're not spreading anything to other people because that's getting trapped in the mask. But if it does work, then you're saving yourself and blah, blah, blah.
And others.
No, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that. You know why they always keep talking about these N95 filters? Because that has the micron limit that actually will keep a virus out.
Yeah.
This bullshit of fucking looking like a 90s rap star, that ain't keeping out a goddamn thing.
I get what about like looking like an old outlaw cowboy?
It has given people fucking longitude to think that they are absolutely fucking covered just because they're running around with a bandana around their goddamn nose.
Yep. Which, guess what, motherfuckers? We've been out doing this shit for a while, sans masks.
If masks were important, they would have fucking instituted 2 months ago.
Yeah.
So basically, knowing that they can't technically make a law about it, the governor has actually sanctioned bullying.
No, that's positive peer pressure, bro.
That's called bullying. Positive peer pressure is bullying.
It's like, they're just going to look at you stern and say, you remember that fucking episode of Seinfeld when Kramer didn't want to wear the ribbon?
Right.
That's what it's going to be. That's your positive peer pressure right there.
That's called bullying.
It just fucking made me flash back to high school, dude.
But the thing is, too, and now a friend of mine had asked a Walmart employee, said, so what if I show up tomorrow and I ain't wearing a mask? They said, oh, well, we can't really do anything about it, but we're supposed to, treat you like you're a shoplifter.
Oh, boy.
Like, well, that means they're going to do nothing because Walmart really doesn't do anything about shoplifting, so,
Yeah. I've never seen their loss prevention officer, which either means they're doing a hell of a job or they don't have one.
Yeah.
Might be that bearded cunt that I would hope get the COVID and give it to his girlfriend via his small penis. It's good to get that personal rage out,
It'd have to be probably somebody actually knows something. That guy looks like a dummy to me.
Well, if you don't have sideburns that connect to the rest of your hair, you're a dummy.
Yeah. All right, that's enough fucking rage on that topic this week.
Petty?
No, you're all right.
Good.
So anyway, we're ramping up even more. Even though New Mexico has, in their own parlance from 2 months ago, has flattened the curve. We flattened the curve. There have been a total in the space of 3 months, 14 cases in the county in which we live. 14. You go, man, that's a lot. Half of those fucking cases they've recovered. The fucking very first one was a guy in the Air Force. He's not even here anymore. He deployed. He's already well and gone and done.
And how many deaths do we have?
None.
Oh, well, that's also a good number. That's good, right?
I don't know.
Isn't that okay?
We did have a couple of flu deaths in 2019, so I don't know. But then again, they get real angry if you try to compare the flu to this.
Well, it's funny. If you're talking about deaths, you can only talk about where you live.
Right.
That's the only time when those numbers matter.
And that's why I was really in favor of local control. If you live in a county where you ain't got anything to worry about, cool. If you live in a county where it's fucking really bad and you need the Wicked Witch of Bernalillo County to step in, there you go. You've got that going for you. You've got it.
God damn. This is going to be like, we're going to piss somebody off.
Well, sure. Now, we have a jackass running the whole country who doesn't know a fucking thing, is recommending, putting bleach or Drano in your veins? Go fuck off.
Ed Bird, I didn't like it.
And then a governor who's like, no, we're not listening to the federal government. We're handling this ourselves.
I am your mother.
Yeah.
And I will tell you what's okay.
Okay, so you don't want the feds telling you what to do, but then when you try to get it well, can we have county control then? No, Only I know what's best for you. So she doesn't like to be told what to do, but God damn it, she hates it if you insinuate she doesn't.
Especially when it's a valid fucking point. God
Go
damn
fuck
it.
yourself. All right. Let's
You want to
see,
get to LJ? We got some LJ.
Mead's good. I think
I feel like we covered that great
I
earlier.
think so, probably. Let's go ahead and get over to the metal side of things. We got the lowdown going on with LJ and see what's going down.
Do it.
What up, everybody? It's LJ with the metal portion of the Mead, Metal, and MM. God damn it. Yeah, leave it in. It's fun. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the metal portion of the Mead, God damn it. Metal portion of the Mead, Metal, and MMA podcast. Okay, let's jump right into it because I keep fucking up for some reason. All right, so Tokyo Blade. The album is called Dark Revolution. Now, Tokyo Blade is a straightforward metal band that just plain sounds good. It's always cool to discover new bands like this, and if their 2019 album Unbroken is any indication, this new album is going to be just as good as the first. Or the last, or whatever. Next up, Asking Alexandria. The album is called Like a House on Fire. Now, I hate Asking Alexandria, but before I explain why, let me preface it with this. Clearly, they make good music because people buy their records and go to their shows. Now, when most bands are inspired by a band, they reflect that influence in their own way. To me, Asking Alexandria makes their influences a little too on the nose, like Five Finger Death Punch, Avenged Sevenfold, you know what I mean? Hell, I know Trivium caught shit for sounding too much like Metallica, but in Trivium's defense, they abandoned that quickly and developed their own sound right away. Now, this new album sounds nothing like Asking Alexandria's old shit, which has me on the fence because I've never been a fan of theirs, but I think it's shitty of me to just not like them because they're Asking Alexandria. Fun fact, they opened for Five Finger Death Punch once, and I actually fell asleep during Alexandria's set and woke up before 5FDP went on. At a concert! I fell asleep at a fucking concert! That has never happened before or since. What is wrong with that band? Alright, it's probably me. Next band is Shrapnel, Palace for the Insane. Not sure if this is going to be the heaviest band on the list so far, but it's pretty obvious from the get-go that these guys aren't fucking around. I wonder if Kevin and Brandon listen to the metal segment before they take to the air. Well, if they do, I predict that you guys will mention that you think Shrapnel is just okay, and I'm perfectly cool with that. Next up, Toledo Steel, the first strike of metal. Fun fact, I hate saying that. When my dad needed to take a shit, he would say, "I'm gonna bomb Tokyo." And when someone was in the bathroom, he'd say, "He's in the Toledo." Good times. Anyway, Toledo Steel is like if Rob Halford from Judas Priest joined Metallica as their singer. So there you go. I'm not able to find a sample of their new album, so this is as good as I can do for the time being, sadly. Next up, we have King Diamond, The Eye, and In Concert re-releases. That bastard King Diamond is at it again with 2 new reissues of The Eye and the other album, live album, In Concert. I have got some catching up to do, and you all need to get these. Finally on this list, it's a short list today, sorry guys. Firewind, with their self-titled album, Firewind. Now, this band kicks ass. It's classic heavy metal, and it's so satisfying. So satisfying. In fact, I'd say those at the Mead Hall will open the show with this band. In fact, I'll ante up right now and bet they'll open the show with Firewind. Firewind! 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 Hey, go fuck yourselves. That's it for the metal portion of the Mead, Metal, and MMA podcast. Hey, I got it right at the end. All right, you guys take care. Be safe. Have a safe weekend. And if you see any murder hornets, run. 2-inch hornets. 2 inches. Fuck that.
And just like that, God, that guy's got maybe the hardest job on this goddamn show, trying to find something worthy.
Oh, I thought you were going to say working at Wally World.
Well, that too. I'm not saying
that
that
has to be shitty right now.
But doesn't he he doesn't have to deal with public though, right?
Well, he works nights and I think does some shit outside. Yeah. So he has to deal with that public.
Yeah.
The late night Clovis fucking parking lot people.
I'd rather that than fucking having to be like a cashier or even worse, like customer service, because then you have to deal with fucking people with issues. That'd be the worst one, wouldn't it? It's like, people are like, I got a return, or I got this, or I got that. And there's like almost always a line. Like, well, fuck that.
And you at the cash register is automatically blamed for that line.
Maybe.
So everybody back there is already pissed off. Not say it's same thing in hospitality. If you hear me dealing with a customer when you're coming in with a complaint and I take care of this customer and he's happy, like, oh, thanks a lot, your room's up there, and you come to me with your issue and I can't help you, then I'm the asshole. Right. Because you just saw me help this person with whatever issue he had. Why the fuck can't you do that for me?
Sure.
Well, it's because you said your TV's too loud and you're a fucking idiot. There is volume. That shit works. And they blame me for the TV being too loud.
Yeah. That's because people are kind of dumb. They're kind of dumb.
And
the biggest majority.
And I did have a question. I wanted to find out if I was a piece of shit or not.
I'll preliminarily say yes.
Preliminarily?
A couple Budweiser, son.
Couple drinks, Randy. So I had this potential guest come in at about 4 a.m. Normal. Relatively normal.
Okay.
A little bit of a language barrier, but I saw them drive up, and I went and opened, because I locked the fucking door, went and opened the door for him. Guy comes out, opens the door, comes in, and then holds the door open while yelling at his friend in the car.
Oh.
Which just let in the masses that have been waiting outside to get inside.
Oh.
Fucking June bugs, moths that have
exactly.
been particularly bad around here.
Right.
And I was infuriated. Came in, asking for a room. I was like, we're no vacancy. We did have rooms, but his actions made me so angry that I denied him service because of it.
So you decided, fuck this guy.
Yeah. I said, nah, man. The Holiday Inn might have rooms. There's a Best Western down the road, too. Might have rooms. We're done. Bye.
Good. Well,
Does that make me a piece of shit?
No.
For denying this man lodging because he
First of all,
let
who the fuck's checking at 4 a.m.?
stupid people
Okay.
and questionable people.
Right.
People I have to call the cops on usually.
I mean, I'm the one that sits around. If I actually ever get the fuck out of this town, I usually look at it. Every hotel's always got a check-in time of 3.
Solid, unless you're a piece of shit.
And I can usually say, hey, I'm actually going to be in town a little early. Can I check in at 2? And ordinarily,
Dude,
yeah,
as long as you let us know,
right,
we will do our damnedest to accommodate.
But I've never once ever tried to check into a place fucking after 10, 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah, someone, and when people...
I mean, how do you even bill that? They check in at 4, are they still paying full price and got to check out at 2?
Goddamn right.
Wow.
At 11.
Wow, goddamn.
And that's what people think. It's like, oh, I'm going to get there like 4 a.m., so I need a room for the night, and I'm going to get it till 11 the next day.
Doesn't work that way.
Wrong.
No. Right.
No, it is not how it works. Like, no, you have this room for about 7 hours.
Right.
You want a little longer, why don't you wait about 5 more hours, and then maybe you might be able to get it for the full day.
Perhaps, yeah. Huh.
Oh, God, fuck my job. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I'm going to get out of here.
Metal. Let's go ahead and talk about this. Generally, when we go to talking about gear, that's always my dumb ass, always talking about what I just recently picked up. Brandon, on the other hand, considering a pretty big purchase.
Yeah, and it's a purchase that I've nearly jumped on multiple times today. I got the Micro Dark, which I fucking love. It's a small package that fucking has some punch. But as soon as Brent Hinds a couple years ago, he has his own brand of the Orange Terror amp. I believe it's a rocker. It's called a Rocker 15 that doesn't have his name on it, but he has his own. And it's fucking cool as shit. The top left corner has his face tattoo on it, has his signature on it, and it's a pretty good size. It looks to be about a little over a foot long by about maybe 5 inches wide. It's a big little bitch for a portable amp. But man, the gain and the low end on this thing compared to the regular model is night and day. I thought about maybe settling for that Rocker 15, which is still about $750, but they don't make the Terror anymore. They don't make the Brent Hinds Terror.
Oh, I didn't think so because I got on Sweetwater. I was like, well, let me see this bitch, and it ain't even there.
It's in the catalog from the last one from the fall winter of last year.
Yeah,
but it is not available in any kind of quantity anywhere, except for Musician's Friend, which has a sealed fucking one for about $518 with free shipping.
If you're going to do it, you might want to do it real fast.
Yeah.
It sounds like that's something that's going to be just a thing of legend.
But and as we discussed, that would be an investment, but another one would need to be made as well.
Sure, on cabinets, but
Yeah.
I mean, but worst to worst, you could make do with that little fucking Bugera at the moment. I mean, you'd have to keep things really, really dialed down, not to blow that goddamn thing out. But
Oh yeah, because that is the micro dark is like a 5 water, right? 5 or 10.
it's I want to say it's 10, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I just know that little bastard can crank. But
Yeah. Well, that's the MO of all these little mini amps that Orange has put out.
yeah.
I mean, hell, what I was hoping they would do is turn that Brent Hinds Terror into a stomp box for like $300.
Yeah.
Like I would probably pick it up
I
then.
haven't really seen Orange getting into any of that.
They
kind of
have
shit,
one.
but
They do have one.
Do
they
they?
have one.
yeah.
They've made their main not the micro not the Dark Terror.
Right.
They've made that into a stomp box.
Yeah.
That's about $380.
Most people. I mean, look, man. I mean, when a Diesel rolled out a VH4 in a pedal form, I was like, no, okay. I know the world has changed.
Yeah.
So.
Oh fuck yeah! That's become a real thing now, and
Right.
they've gotten really good at it too.
Sure. But I mean, you're never going to get. I mean, stomp boxes can only go so far. I mean, and
Yeah.
that's the reality. I did when I bought my Marshall. I know it's a combo. I know I should have probably went with the DSL, the 100, which is I had, and then I would have been in the same boat and have to buy cabs and everything else. And I realize, as archaic as that sounds, you're still not going to recreate that same tone with any amount of stomp boxes.
Yeah, it's tough to do.
I mean, that Friedman BEOD is awesome. The goddamn green channel. I mean, it replicates a fucking amp really, really well, but it's still not the same.
Right.
I mean, that wouldn't make me go, hey, I can just buy that pedal. Why would I drop, $3,000 on a JJ 100? Well, because there's a very specific reason for that. It's because you can't actually get that tone. Stomp box is not going to cover that.
It's as close as you can get with the price point
Right.
and the technology.
And that's the reason I got that Diesel VH4 is because I didn't have $4,400 in the bank to buy the amp. So just the head.
Yeah.
Or as I like to call it, just the tip.
Yeah, the pedal actually they have a few pedals.
Okay.
But the Orange Terror stamp, they call it.
Yeah.
And it basically looks just like the front face of any amp that Orange is rocking.
Now, on the flip side, too, is that if you can get that through Musician's Friend, get it and pay it off and everything else, it's great. Like I said, you'd have to keep that fucking volume barely above zero.
Yeah.
Run it through the Bugera until you can fucking get an Orange cab, And those aren't cheap either. But I mean, but a good $300-400, you can get probably a reasonable 2x12.
Yeah, I think Orange actually has some 2x12s that are under $400.
Yeah. So I mean,
I'd like to keep the theme there. That Bugera is kick ass.
right.
But if this is the upgrade route I go, I gotta grab something a little bit bigger.
Sure. Well, and that's all I'm saying is I don't think you don't have to necessarily dump $1,000 right now.
Yeah.
When I think you could probably work that in slowly.
I do have a credit card that has no interest for 15 months on it.
No.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, but
is this the pain you go through?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck off. I don't want to deal with this.
Yeah. All the time. All the time.
Ah, shit.
But yeah, if you can pick up what is no longer a carried fucking amp head anymore.
At a bit of a fucking discount, too. It's $250 less than what it listed in Sweetwater.
I would grab it if I were you, but that's just me. Yeah, and shit, even if you're not comfortable with plugging in anything else, fucking cool. Just buy it. Thing comes in, put it in your closet, let it sit there until you pay it off, buy a cab, and there you go. Grandma know what's up to live with a fucking rocker.
Shit. Yeah, fuck that. She's dealing with more technology than I've ever had to deal with in my life. Got like a Facebook portal now. Goddamn photo frame that gets pictures from across the world from family members.
Great.
Roku.
Just randomly pop up in a picture frame.
Yeah, just like
Sure,
and uncle will just send a picture like, here's what I'm doing today. Hey. And it makes her feel connected.
Well, I guess it's all right in that regard. It weirded me out, but all right.
Well, only people that know her email address can send it to this picture frame. She's not getting random dick pictures at 4 a.m.
Here's this. Is that somebody's beehole?
Please delete your porn, Grandma. Ah, god damn.
Let's move along because I don't know how we're on time, but
we're getting there.
yeah, let's get into the card coming up this weekend on UFC on ESPN.
Does feel pretty good to say that.
The Overeem Harris card, right? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yep. Coming up on Saturday, another one from Jacksonville before we convert over to Dana White's Fight Island, apparently.
Yeah, they were going to have a fight card on this next Saturday, too, but apparently that got moved a week ahead.
Oh, I don't know.
Not this card tomorrow, but a potential card for Fight Night 176.
Okay.
Supposed to happen next Saturday. Apparently it's happening the Saturday after that.
I don't know. According to the UFC's own schedule, Saturday, June 6th is the next one, and that's UFC 250.
Oh,
But
damn.
that's according to the UFC's website.
Yeah, that one might actually just get pulled all together.
Um,
May 30th at the Apex Center.
see, that's not even on their website then. Okay.
There's not even an announced card for it, so it's still just speculation at this point.
Because 250 is supposed to be the Nunez Spencer fight, right? Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, they've got whether it happens or not, I don't know, but it's laid out. But that's neither here nor there. And I don't really on the one coming up this weekend, the prelims. There's only a couple I care about. Courtney Casey's fighting. She's a chick that can definitely take a punch. Fighting somebody I've never heard of before.
Mara Romero Barella.
Darren Elkins is
The
fighting.
damage!
Yeah, fighting Nate Landwehr. And other than that, fucking Matt Brown at the headlining the prelim card.
Once the pay-per-view is over, these next cards that are going to come up are going to have star power and spots, but there are going to be a lot of filler in there too.
Right.
That's just how it's going to be. Which, yeah, outside of all that, there's even on the main card. The main card looks like your atypical Saturday card.
Basically. I mean, Song Yadong's been pretty impressive. He's going to be fighting Marlon Vera, which
Watch your mouth, Song you don't.
I believe Yadong going to get some work done.
Well,
You do have Eric Anders is fighting fucking
Christoph
Christoph
Jotko, yep.
Jotko at fucking middleweight. I mean, that one, kind of a couple of unlikely cats to really face off, but I mean, both of them only have 4 losses
Yep.
as professional fighters. I think Eric Anders I thought was overhyped, whereas I thought Jotko has always been a little underhyped. It turns out I think the hype levels are about right.
they nailed it on those two.
The fucking featherweight fight after that one's Dan
Yeah.
Ige against fucking Edson Jr. Barbosa, man. That's
Edson Barbosa, that's always a name. It's like, I'm excited to see you fight, but I'm not sure you're going to win.
well, if Ige wants that thing to stay standing, I don't know. That deals with Edson's fucking wheelhouse. I've
Yeah.
always maintained.
Oh, no, that dude's a 145 standing banger.
I thought Edson would fucking be great in kickboxing or something of that nature. Anything that where he doesn't have to worry about being taken down. But he's just still, when he gets a chance to, he still deals fucking death in the UFC.
Unless you're fighting Justin Gaethje, then you get knocked the fuck out in the first round. And then Paul Felder beats you in a split. Guy's 1-4 in his last fight.
He's in that territory where he's really fighting the kind of the cream of the crop there, though.
Well, that's why he's fighting at this fight's at 145, right?
Yeah.
He's normally a lightweight dude.
Oh, no, and he made that cut. 145.5 today.
Hey, even a little bit of breathing room, not bad.
Yeah, half a pound.
I'm curious to see how he does 145 because clearly that's what you do when the job's like you lose again. You're probably not going to have a job anymore.
God, Ige is a little on the small side of 145. You imagine what Edson's going to look like a giant.
Yeah, Barbosa is fucking rocking 5'11".
Yeah.
Dan Ige is 5'7". See the reach here. Dan Ige is rocking 71-inch. Fucking Barbosa's got him by 4 inches, man.
Yeah.
The reach advantage, the lower the weight class, that becomes a real advantage.
Yeah, down at 145, 4 inches is huge. If you're 205, 4 inches doesn't mean a whole lot.
And Ige is one that will fucking take it on the ground or leave it standing. He
That
can do
guy's
both.
That guy's a fucking warrior. I grew to appreciate him out of his last fucking battle that he had. I mean, that guy is he's the real deal. My problem is on that fight, I really like Barbosa. So that was one. I'm just going to be entertained by the outcome of the fight.
Yeah, I'm more curious to see how Barbosa handles featherweight than if Ige has a chance.
Right.
I got to see what he does.
Co-main event, you got Claudia Gadelha against Angela Hill. You know me, I'm not huge on Brazilians, but how the fuck do you not like Claudia Gadelha?
She, honestly, back when she did The Ultimate Fighter with Joanna and the back and forth between them, you could tell that bitch was getting mad.
Yeah.
Really mad. And I got to say this, for we do talk about Brazilian lady fighters looking a little mannish and sounding a little mannish. Gadelha might be one of the best-looking Brazilian fighters on the roster.
Deep voice.
Has nothing
so
to do with her fight.
You know the PEDs were probably there before she got in the
Yeah,
UFC.
a little raspy.
She's
has
pretty
a beautiful face.
USADA, but
I love Angela Hill, though.
Yeah.
I love her story of getting cut, going back down to Invicta, killing fucking fools, and then coming back and keeping it up.
she's a really interesting fighter, and I have almost the same approach to that one as I do the fight before that between Ige and Barboza. I want to see the fight. The fight's going to be fucking great. I don't necessarily have a rooting interest, unlike the main event where I have a very specific rooting interest, and that's mainly because I like the underdog and I like people that have fucking sad stories.
And I like heavyweight fights.
And Walt Harris has got one of the sadder stories you're going to find.
Dude,
man.
I know, man. The whole stepdaughter thing.
Yeah. Yeah, his stepdaughter, they've reported her missing. This is like last summer, right?
Yeah.
That she was missing. She was like 15, 16 years old, something like that. And then weeks went by, and then he kept going out there going, oh, I really hope she's okay. And blah, blah, blah. No, they found her body. I mean, tragedy.
Yeah, I mean, usually those stories do not have a happy ending.
No, if that
They
kid ain't
rarely
back
do.
in a few days or a week, well it's probably not going to be good. But if you fight Alistair Overeem, and I used to like Overeem, but god damn it, that guy has an excuse for everything. I really...
You got to blame CTE, though, for that.
I think
I
so.
clearly felt a tap when I fought Stipe. I clearly felt a tap.
No,
No, you didn't.
nope.
That knockout. You felt that knockout.
He felt Nagano's power.
I mean, dude, he's either going to knock you out or he's going to get knocked out.
And he's been getting knocked out pretty easy lately. And Walt Harris throws a pretty good fucking right jab. I think that's...
The Rosenstruik lip damage, still kind of gross to think about. The Ngannou knockout. When this guy loses, he gets knocked out. And look what it did to BJ Penn. That guy's trying to fight fat people in the Hawaiian bars these days.
The guy's 45 and 18. That's a lot of goddamn fights under that belt.
Yeah.
You know,
He's 39. He's a year older than me.
If you can connect with that chin, shit lights out, man. I mean, I like Walt Harris's chances in this, and I'm specifically rooting for him because of all the tragedies.
Oh, absolutely, man. I mean, we saw him in July last year at a fight card in San Antonio where he knocked out Olenek in 12 seconds.
Yeah, man.
And I think that was a fight where I was like, I think we're going to see an Ezekiel here. No, not even enough time to even be like, all right, 3 minutes in, I'm going to go for it. Oh, my God, why am I looking at the ground? Hey, is that movie coming out this weekend? That's awesome.
Yeah, man. It's some bad news.
But, yeah. It'll be a good weekend. Be a good night of fights. I mean, fights are back. The fact that they're an option again is good.
Right. No, and that's really all we've been about, is we want things to get back to fucking normal. If it overall is not impacting us one way or the other, let's get back to it, right?
And I'm sorry if the opinion of two men in a small community offends you. Well, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, you're more than welcome. More than welcome. Go ahead and suck that.
That's
okay.
right. Maintain that social distancing.
So let's get to the picks for the week. What you got as far as beverages, sir? Which some of you may have noticed, like, wait a minute, where's the light beer thing?
We're taking some time away from that. We've got to reevaluate.
Trying to find a good light beer, and it's not easy.
Yeah, apparently that's not a thing. Budweiser.
Same. Tunes for the week.
I'm going to go fucking Death Magnetic.
Okay. It's a good pick. We're playing a little bit before we got the podcast started this evening. So
getting me pumped while I was waiting for this fucker to update.
I'm going to go with Corrosion of Conformity.
Always solid choice.
And as far as anything off of the UFC on ESPN coming up tomorrow, prelims or main card, anything that you think is probably something that deserves some attention.
I think Walt Harris wins via submission.
Yeah. Really? Against Overeem?
I think he's going to take it to the ground.
Okay. I have Matt Brown suffering yet another setback against an 8-0 Miguel Baeza.
You think that Matt Brown is a name that can eat losses and still have a job, though?
No.
Not anymore.
No,
Used
sir.
to, yeah.
Once upon a time.
Not anymore.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, that's it for us this week. We'll keep doing what we do as long as this bullshit hangs around, and or until we deem that it's good enough that we can probably just catch up with you every couple weeks.
If we want to get back to normal of not doing this every Friday, that'll be all right.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's it for us this week, you fools. Do what you do. Do what you enjoy. God damn it. And leave everybody else alone. Leave the rage and anger online. Fuck that shit. You don't need that.
Yeah. Stay off the goddamn internet for a little while.
Twitter is just a pool of fucking a cesspool of toxic shit.
Yeah, don't look to the internet to piss you off because it'll do it every time.
Every time. It
will succeed.
It does in the best of times, let alone these trying times.
Well, take a drink.
Anyway, we'll check in with you assholes next week. Hope you have a good one, and we'll get back to it again the Friday right before Memorial Day weekend.
God damn, it's coming up.
Yeah, indeed. Got any parting words?
Let's go get drunk.
All right.